built the reforms process in India, and he is one of the architects of reforms. He was also Planning Commission Chairman, Deputy Chairman. During his time, he has guided Hyderabad. Rajshekar Reddy was Chief Minister. He came here many times for planning annual plan. So he guided him when he even was introducing the free electricity and all that. So that time even the reforms was not started. So in fact, I should say that Mantek Singh Ahluwalia is a Hyderabadi. He is a real Hyderabadi. So in fact, he was born in Rawalpindi, British India, as the son of Jagmohan Singh Ji, a clerk in the Defence Accounts Department. When Indian Army installed in Hyderabad, the accountants could hardly be far behind, and that is how in 1950 his father moved with the Defence Accounts Office from Ambala to Secunderabad. The town city of Hyderabad spent much of his childhood in Havelock. Havelock lies next to Karkhana village in Secunderabad. The village was home to both Hindus and Muslims with a Kali temple. He started schooling in Secunderabad at St. Anne's Convent and Admirable All Girls School. That's what he wrote in his biography. That admitted boys only until the age of, until they reached dangerous age of 8. So he then moved to St. Patrick English High School, a further institution for boys run by the Jesuits. So after that, after studying 7 years in Hyderabad, he went to Delhi and studied in Delhi Public School, and he did BA Honours degree in economics from St. Stephen's College and of the Delhi University. So after completing his graduation, he is one of the 2 candidates as a Rhodes Scholar at the University of Oxford, where he studied Magadalin College, Oxford, as a graduate, obtaining an MA degree in philosophy, politics and economics. He then read MPhil at St. Anthony's College, Oxford. So he was president of Oxford Union also. So he got a doctor of civil law from University of Oxford, an honorary degree of doctor of philosophy from the IIT Roorkee. So he is honorary fellow of Magdalene College. So after graduating from University of Oxford, Ahluwalia joined the World Bank in 1968. At the age of 28, he became the youngest division chief in the World Bank's bureaucracy, in charge of the income distribution division in the World Bank's Development Research Center. So after return to India in 1979, from 1979 onwards, he is in the Government of India positions. So he was a position of economic advisor to the Ministry of Finance. He held several senior positions as a civil servant, Special Secretary to the Prime Minister, Commerce Secretary, Secretary Department of Economic Affairs in the Finance Ministry, and Finance Secretary. And in 1998, he was appointed member of Planning Commission. 2001, he was chosen by the Board of International Monetary Fund to be the first director of newly created Independent Evaluation Office. In June 2004, again he resigned from the IMF position and take up as the Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission as part of the United UPA government. So during his period as a Commerce Secretary and Finance Secretary, first as Commerce Secretary and as a Finance Secretary, he was part of the economic reforms process in India. So all the incidents, all the major developments that we are seeing now, that has happened, that has roots in the spirit. One is two phases of devolution, one after another. Devaluation of trade policies, that was happened in just 8 hours. And industrial liberalization, industrial policy reforms, the new industry policy of 1991, that is all departed from the past proposals. Industrial license was abolished for all but a handful of industries. MRTP Act was effectively abolished. Exempt proposal highlighting that it would effectively eliminate licensing for a wide range of imports. So, this unleashed private investment in sectors such as steel, aviation, telecommunication and petroleum refining, increasing the private sector share in these sectors without privatizing any ESQs. Narasimha said, you cannot strangle your own child. So he has not privatized any PSUs. So another thing. So we have seen that we are all seeing OTT, television and all that. But the first television channel heralding a new revolution in the broadcasting industry that has happened in the Narasimha period. The deregulation of Indian civil aviation sector that has happened in Narasimha period. That is private airlines being permission to operate charter and non-scheduled services. And telecom revolution also began during this period. After a lot of dilly-dallying, Narasimha government granted permission to private operators in the telecom sector. So it is the historical change. A highly inefficient system of controls had held back the Indian economy for several decades. So this was dismantled and gradually replaced with a system more suitable for an open and market-driven economy. So how this has happened? As Prime Minister post. He was not even born in on that day. He called so many people that he has written in this biography. That is, what he said is, Narasimha asked all the ministers, all the people who are officers there, during that meeting, even because surprisingly was called to that meeting. Narasimha said, Manmohan, you know what needs to be done. Why don't you work on this in your office in North Block and send me a draft text later in the day about what I could say on TV. That is when Montec was realized Manmohan Singh would be the new finance minister. So it is natural to ask how the credit for the reform should be apportioned between Narasimha and Manmohan Singh. The answer is not easy. Narasimha deserves full credit for choosing Manmohan Singh ji because of his acknowledged expertise to manage the economy and backing him throughout. Without that, there would have been no reforms. One thing I'll say, what is Prime Minister's back? Without the Prime Minister backing, the Finance Minister would be a zero. That's what Narasimha said. But it is Prime Minister's backing that puts a 1 before 0, making it 10. That's how Narasimha, Manmohan Singh ji jointly implemented the reforms, and the important bureaucrats, one of the important bureaucrats was Mantek Singh Ahluwalia. For him, the history is always recognizes him and remembers him as long as the reforms process have effect on Indian economy. Thank you.